A lot of objects at home. I broke my head 8 times, and I get a lot of punishments from my mother. And sadly, I found that I was not physically able to work in a circus. Later on in my life, I found that set up companies is more or less like working in a circus. We have a lot of things to keep in the air with only 2 hands. We must walk on the wires, and sometimes we must deal and domesticate some animals and beasts. What I bring you today is the story of the last venture I'm involved with. Tomorrow Options, it was established in February 2007. It's my 5th business, the first one international. It came as a consequence of my master in Innovation and Technological Entrepreneurship from the Engineering Faculty of University of Porto. And I went there because I want to set up an international business. I was a little bit tired of paperwork, license, and the things that we can find here. And me and one colleague, Katerina, we picked a lousy prototype that we found in a drawer in the university that was developed by 2 graduating students of electronic engineering to assess the mobility of lower limbs amputated. We didn't find not a big application or big market on this application, and we decided to study about other possibilities. And in February 2007, me, Katerina, and 2 teachers and researchers from the engineering faculty, and also in Esport, a repute R&D institute in ICT from Porto, we set up the company to develop the first product. We found later on the first seed capital investments, small investments, but the main money came from the founders. And later on, last year, we finished the first round of venture capital within our capital. Our technology is for health market, and we found early that we can stay in Portugal because our customers will be hospitals, and in Portugal hospitals pay on average on 444 days. But there are hospitals that pay in 1,068 days, and is not compatible with a small startup that wants to begin. And we need to move abroad, and we define as first market UK. UK because it's a little bit far from European Union, even if it is in the European Union. And is a very good platform for jumping for other countries, mainly USA. And NHS, the public health system, is the single, unique, biggest organization in the world. And we received the support from UK Friendly Investment. In fact, they contacted us, and they have been helping us since the beginning. And it was really an honor that in March this year we were considered one of the best investors in UK, together with a lot of big companies, because they are not really interested in the amount of money that we are moving now to UK, but they believe in the money that we can create for the country. And we established the company in Sheffield, that is a town that nobody knows, or only a few people knows here in Portugal. Is the 4th town from UK, an old town, with a big tradition in forge and industry, and that get down in the 80s, and in the 90s the political forces agreed in set up a plan until 2020. And so they are moving their economy. They are really great in creative industries. And one thing that we heard today here that is really important, that is industrial or product design. We faced a lot of problems, and it was one of the reasons that we moved there. Other reason is that at this stage in London we'll be in the middle of 1 million of another startups with brilliant ideas and brilliant products. So we are now quite happy to be in Sheffield. We don't like the weather and the food, but and we are now launching the first product. In fact, I intend to sell my first unit next week, I hope. Our first product calls Walking Sense and deals with a problem that is called diabetic foot. This is the pain that other lecturers talked before, that leads to legs amputations. Diabetic foot, in fact, is an effect from diabetes. Diabetes, as you know, is growing. Burgers and cokes and stay in the sofa are close friends of my company. And 15% of these guys, of diabetics, they develop their neuropathies. They don't feel pain on their feet. And they have also peripheral arterial disease. They begin changing the stress in the foot sole, and the first step is to develop foot ulcers. As they have circulatory problems, these ulcers sometimes are impossible to cicatrize, and they gangrene, and is the second step is amputation. And the amputation are made in slices. One small part, after 3 years another part, after 3 years another part. These are some figures provided by International Diabetes Federation related with this problem. And we found that this provokes also an amount of cost for healthcare system. For the countries that we consider, they spend only treating ulcers $12 billion a year. And one of the reasons is that this activity, or to treat diabetic foot, is a multidisciplinary activity. And the different medical specialties have different language. They don't understand sometimes very often each other. And there is not a technology that is used in clinical work. There are technologies to be used on labs, but they are not so accessible for normal nurses or normal doctors. So visual inspection, in fact, is still our main competitor. And is not so effective because people arrive too late to the hospitals, because they know that normally they know if they have a problem when they see blood on their socks, and mainly if they are white. If they are not white, they notice too late. And the doctor only treats what they see. So when they see the feet of their patients, normally it's too late. And this drives to this number. 80% of amputations can be really avoided. So we found here a very good opportunity to improve our lousy prototyping and put some more features and become competitive. And this born our device. The design is British design because we couldn't find a group of product designers here in Portugal that can help us. But all the heart of the device was developed here in Portugal by Portuguese engineers. The device is quite simple. Is a net of pressure sensors to detect the weight distribution of on the foot sole when the people are walking, that collect the data and can be analyzed through a laptop or a smartphone. We have also another advantage. This can be used at home in the quotidian life of the patient. They only need to arrive at the night and take off the device and put in the morning. It was a really important issue because all the other technologies, even the ones that say that they are portable, they are not so portable. They weigh too much. They work only on the range of the Bluetooth, what is maybe 20, 30 meters. And if I tell you, walk normally, you never walk normally. And the doctor wants to know the normal movements of the patient. We want to study that. And we achieved another thing. This is a big amount of information, and our core knowledge worked on saving battery. We are achieving 5 to 7 days without the need of recharging the battery. And our competitors normally work only for a few hours with batteries that weigh more than half a kilo. This weighs only 67 grams. This is the software that analyzes, and mainly we provide information in an easy way, related with activity and also with the pressure, and allows comparing things. For example, if the doctor prescribes a custom-made insole or shoe, you want to compare if that decision is okay or not, because they can't ask to the patient, they don't feel nothing. And sometimes they don't know because they send to a guy to produce the insole or the shoe, and they are not never sure if they are right or not. Okay. So, more than a product, we intend to provide a solution that puts all the stakeholders together, thinking the same way and easy their life, with the goal of reducing ulcers, amputations, and consequently the costs, and improving the patient's welfare. There is other applications for this device that we are developing to assess the condition of patients after injuries or the effects of other diseases. We are beginning talking with partners to develop an application for a huge market that are the work-related disorders with lower limbs, what they call LLD, and developing a system to help on auto-rehabilitation of people that suffer from stroke, and begin finding other applications outside health market, get some speed, and because health market is every time slow in all the countries. There are two types of computers for us, what we call portables and the lab tools. The portable ones are devices that are more like pedometers with some inertial capabilities that are used only to research. And there are also some plantar analysis devices, but they are so expensive and so difficult to use that they are almost used on lab together with the ones that analyze the movements of the legs. Positioning walking sense on this map, we can say that is the only one that is portable. Do the tree analysis will cost a little bit more than a pedometer. It will be sold everywhere. It's so simple that it's not necessary to have special needs in computers or ICT or biomechanical things. It's to be used by any normal and health center, no matter its size. What we want to avoid is this, and what we want to achieve, like in the circles, is the happiness of the people earning some money in the middle. Thank you.
Have you thought in integrating everything inside the shoe, the shoes?
Yes, but we need a partner. It's what we are looking for. We understand only few things, and we need people that understand the rest. This we can do it by ourselves and market by ourselves or through partners. Shoes is a market. We need more than a partner. We need a partner with a strong brand.
I was thinking that if you design a special shoe for this technology, probably people won't buy a lot because
we have already talked.
Might say the message, okay, I have this problem, but if you can design a system to fit inside any shoe, so you don't
know how difficult it is to design something inside a shoe. In fact, we delayed our project because we faced some problems. When we put the sensors inside the shoe, they last 2 hours, and we need that they last months. And there are only 3 companies in the world that produce this kind of sensors. And we convinced one of them to develop a unique solution for us, risking their money also on the solution because they want to learn about the dynamic applications, and they know how tough it is to develop. Because inside of a shoe you suffer a lot of different forces from that are not controllable. But so we need someone that understands very well what is a shoe and build a shoe and to work with us. We have already talked with the guys from Nike, and we are going to talk again. They said that our technology is really serious for them, so we need to talk with them again.
One more question. You said that you could not develop the casing, the plastic casing in Portugal
Yeah.
because there was not enough
Yeah.
companies designing.
We put design is important. For example, during this summer, I was testing the device in shorts, and all the kids stopped. Oh, it's the new MP3. The design is important. This is a medical device. People don't think that design is important, but it's really important. Doctors don't have time to learn nothing. They want things with only one button and one result because they charge.
Well, now we have several.
Yeah, but I looked and I searched a lot in Portugal. For example, the guys that are working for us are a team of 15 or 16 people. They have outside them more 60, and outside them